Rewrite the quadratic function in standard form, f of x, which is equal to 2x squared minus 6x, and then find the vertex. If we want to complete the square, we have the function f of x, which is equal to 2x squared minus 6x. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and combine this as 2x squared minus 6x plus n and then minus n. Okay, and technically we don't have a c term, so that's 0, so we can write plus 0 if we wanted to. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to factor out a 2. So when we factor out a 2, then what's left is x squared minus 3x plus n. And since we're going to take the minus n out, we also got to apply the 2 to that, so we have minus 2n and then plus 0. Okay, so now we need to complete the square from here. So we know that n is going to equal 1/2 of b squared. We know that b represents -3, and we're going to square that. So n is going to equal -3/2 squared. And therefore n is going to equal 9/4. So now we're going to replace both n's here with 9/4. So let's go ahead and do that. So we have 2 times x squared minus 3x plus 9/4 minus 2 times 9/4. Okay, and then what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and factor. So we know that when we factor here, well, what do we have to square to get 9/4? Well, it's -3/2. So that becomes x minus 3/2 squared. Well, 2 goes into 4 twice, so that's going to be minus 9/2. So now we know that the function in standard form is the following. So now we can figure out what is the vertex from here. And so the vertex is 3/2 and -9/2. Okay, now if I want to do this in general form, okay, in step number 1, we know that a is equal to 2. We know that b is equal to -6. And we know that c is equal to 0. So in step 2, if we want to figure out what h is, well, we know that h represents the x term of the vertex, which is -b/2a. So it's going to be negative times -b, which is -6, over 2 times 2, which is going to be 6/4, which reduces to 3/2. And then when we want to find k, we know that is the y value. So that is f of -b/2a, which means that the value that we found for h now becomes the input for f. So f of 3/2 is going to equal 2 times 3/2 squared minus 6 times 3/2. So we end up getting, let's see here, 2 times 9/4 minus 18/2. So then this becomes 9/2 minus 18/2, which is equal to -9/2. So now that we know what k and h represent, and now we can write the standard form f of x is equal to a times x minus h squared plus k. So that becomes f of x, which is equal to a, which is 2. X minus h, we know h was 3/2 squared, and then x minus 9/2. And so therefore we can see that the vertex is equal to 3/2 and -9/2. So again, either or method that you can choose to use.